Hello, it's Deborah from the attic and I'm back today with some downloadable printable sheets for your journals. And if you're a returning friend, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, there are over 400 free videos for you to go and check out, covering all sorts of paper-based crafting, from junk journal making, where to find supplies, how to use junk journals, to making greetings cards and creating your own doodle drawings as well. I upload every Friday evening, so if you would like to subscribe and hit the notification bell, you will never miss anything going on the channel. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because that makes a great difference to all the whizzy analytics on YouTube. These papers have been inspired by all of the butterflies I can see flitting around my garden here in the southwest of France. And so this, as you can already see, Le Papillon has a very French theme to it. I've used some beautiful French background pages with some French writing on the back and some lovely butterflies to illustrate those designs as well. I'm going to flip through the sheets and show you what is in the kit. There are 6 sheets altogether, and this page starts with 4 tags and 4 large stamps. There are 2 sheets with 4 note cards on them. This is them, and again we continue the French theme and the butterfly theme, and I rather like these with the very soft butterfly images on them as well. There's a page that has some little cards. Now these are designed so the piece with the butterfly on the front is the front page of a card that would fold like that. So the fold line is here, and to go with these, to complement these, I've also created 2 envelopes in different colours and with different textures, and the little cards from this sheet will fold down and they will fit into the envelopes. And then you seal the envelopes once you've glued the little sides together, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. You seal them with these faux seals that have butterflies on them as well. Finally, I have a sheet of fussy cut butterflies. These are in different sizes, and that's so you can layer them up, and some of them are lacy and some of them are solid, again with lots of French lettering on them to continue that theme through all of the sheets, and I'll show you a few ways that we can use these as well. All of these sheets are available now in my Etsy store. They're called French Butterflies, and I'll provide all of the links where you can find those below the video. I've cut out all of the little bits and bobs, including the little fussy cut butterflies. There's a couple of tricks I want to show you with the butterflies. The first is you don't need teeny tiny scissors to cut these out. Go into the butterfly and don't move the scissors, move the actual butterfly. It makes it so much easier, and it also means then that you can use any size of scissors. In the past I used to think that I had to use really tiny little scissors, but I've cut all of these out with these large scissors. The other thing I want to show you about the butterflies is that when you get to this part where the head is, I've cheated and I've cut off their little dealy boppers. I know they're not called dealy boppers, but I can't think what they're called, but those little antennae things. I just cut around the head and thereby remove the dealy boppers and continue cutting, and I will show you a little cheat of a way to bring the antennae dealy boppers back into place. So what I do then is take some ordinary thread and tie it around the body of the butterfly wings. I've actually popped 2 butterfly wings together. This is how I imagine them being used. So you put a small pair on top of a larger pair at the back, just tie them in place, and when you're cutting the thread away, having sort of tied a knot at the top, you just cut so that it looks as if it still has its little dealy boppers in place, and then your butterfly is ready to glue down onto your project. Now we're going to fold an envelope. This is one that I've already folded and glued, and I've prepared the little faux seal and glued it onto the tip of the closure, so that when you're ready to put something in there, if you do want to close it, you just add a little dot of glue underneath your faux seal. But let's start with folding the envelope. I've cut out my envelope and I've created all of the folds around the main square, and the way that you know which way up the envelope should go is by the square cut. That's the base of the envelope. So it will fold up like that, and join onto the side pieces, and then the top will fold down and have a nice peak. So the way to complete the envelope is to open this out and add a line of glue on this edge and this edge, not on the square edge. It's always useful to hang on to any bits of paper that you've cut off for exactly this sort of thing. I'm using a tape runner. You can pick these up online, and I'm just going to add a very thin line of glue on that side and the same on the other side. And this is where the waste paper comes in handy, because I don't want to add the full width of my tape runner. That would be too much. I just want to add a tiny little line, and the waste paper will prevent any glue getting on your work surface. And then I can fold it up and make sure that your envelope isn't stuck on the inside, and that's all clear. So then if you're going to close it just as it is, add a dot of glue on the bottom. If you want to use one of the little faux butterfly seals, I use my tape runner again. I add a little bit of glue on the top of that, just enough to glue it to this edge, so that the faux seal covers the whole area where the envelope will be stuck. And just make sure that you don't put it so deep that the pointy bit sticks out below your faux seal. And then that's ready to be used. If I want to decorate that a little bit more, I can add one of the butterflies that I've created. I've got two wings on top of each other, which I think looks rather pretty, and I can just glue that into the corner. I folded one of the little note cards in half, and another way that you can use the butterflies that you've cut out is by gluing them onto the front of the note card. I'm not going to glue them down solidly. I think it's quite nice if they still have a little bit of movement. And I'm going to leave the yellow wings at the top quite exposed. And there we have another way to use the fussy cut butterflies, and it gives your project a little bit more dimension again as well. And then that will slip very neatly into the envelope, ready to be sealed with your faux butterfly seal. I've got a little cheat to help you cut out the postage stamp. You can cut them out with scissors if you like, but if you want something a little bit quicker, use a hole punch. I'm using a crocodile. And what to do is so slide this into position under the punch, and then you won't need the whole punch because that would create a circle. You just want to take out maybe a semicircle. So if you do it this way up, you can see what you're doing, and as you can see, that will punch out a little semicircle in the shape of your postage stamps, and then you can use that to quickly go around the edges so you've got something a little bit more stampy. I quite like that there's some white showing as well, because it does then create a bit of a colour differential between the stamp and the backing paper. I had some old tea stain papers in my stash, and these are always worth hanging on to. There's always a way that you can use them in future projects. And this time I've cut a piece down so that it fits within my note card, but it sticks outside just a little bit, and then I've sewn it down the middle. So I've stitched it down here, and I've left some nice long threads on either end to give it some lovely texture. And this fits into the envelopes. So the envelopes have been deliberately sized to allow a little bit of wiggle room so you can add little things to the inside of the note cards if you want to. The other way that I've used my tea stain paper is on these tags. So I've sewn it again. This is with a straight stitch, and this is with a zigzag stitch, and I've sewn it onto the backs of the tags and cut it down to size, and that way I can write on the back of there if I want. And again, I love having loads of dangly bits of thread hanging around. They look so interesting when you see them poking out of a journal. And then I've used some backing on my larger note cards. So this is what it would look like if you were to do this with a zigzag stitch. I hope that's given you some ideas for ways that you can use these sheets in your own journals, or to create unusual little gift cards to send to people in those envelopes. So this is in my Etsy store now. The links are below the video. So all I need to do now is say thank you very much for your time. As always, thank you for watching, and until we meet again, stay safe and take care.